Hello and welcome. We're here together for another 15-20 minutes of just quiet time, some contemplation, some time together after what might have been a really long day for you. So just starting off by finding a nice comfortable place to sit your bones, rest your bones. Maybe you're seated. You can plant your feet firmly on the ground. If you're lying down, just let yourself go completely. Let your back be nice and heavy against whatever surface you're sitting on. And allow for your palms to maybe face up. Be open to receive right now. Just breathe. This is a guided meditation to help you explore a way of approaching discomfort and hardship. Something that will help us to ease our suffering in troubled times. Allowing all of our experiences, those that we label as good and those that we label as not so good, maybe bad, we use that word all the time, bad, to just be there together, to coexist. So either closing the eyes or softening the gaze, start to find your breath, and let's begin. Noticing the inhale in through the nose and a nice, long, full, extended exhale right out of the nose. Let go. Let's start with this breath pattern. Breathing in, filling up, and fully exhaling. Let yourself start to soften. And let go of whatever isn't serving you right now. Letting go of anything that isn't enriching your life right in this moment. Just let that go. Breathing in, touching down, coming into your body for maybe the first time today. And exhale, let it go. Let's start with a little scan of the body. Starting with the crown of the head. Breathing in, breathing out, just noticing the crown of the head start to soften and relax. And just relaxing across the forehead, across the eyebrows, and the eyes, and the eye sockets, across the bridge of the nose and the cheekbones. Breathing in, breathing out. Softening in the temple, and allowing your jaw to start to relax and soften. And if your tongue has found its way to the roof of your mouth, just allow it to drop down and settle into the lower palate. Just make a little space between your teeth. Allow for a lot of ease with the inhale and the exhale. Notice your head and your whole face totally relaxed. No tension, No muscles doing any work at all in the face. Relaxing in the throat, all the way down to the shoulders. Making as much space as you can between the tops of the shoulders and the bottoms of the ears. Relaxing across the collarbones and the chest, all the way down to the belly. Relaxing the belly. Receiving this next breath in a very softened belly. Relaxing your shoulders, your arms, your forearms, all the way down to all of your fingers. Tops of the hands, palms of the hands. Breathing in, breathing out. Relaxing your back, allowing all the muscles in the back to soften. Relaxing across your hips and down to your thighs, up and over your knees, and down your shins and your calves, relaxing your legs. Softening the feet, noticing all of your toes relaxing. Tops of your feet, bottoms of your feet. If you're lying down, feeling your heels heavy against the earth. And just noticing the entire body from the crown of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes is completely relaxed. Breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. And from this place of calm, relaxation, and total ease in the body and in the mind, begin to explore the idea of not having to fix anything in your life right now. Not having to change or manipulate or alter any experience that you're having. Not reaching for a Band-Aid and making anything that's uncomfortable feel better right away. That is our very natural tendency to fix something that we decide is broken. We're going to instead give ourselves permission to allow everything to be here in our experience. Those things that we label as good things, and those things that we've decided and labeled as bad things. Try to imagine, try to picture yourself allowing, not fixing, not solving problems right now. Moving away from all the doing and the creating and the designing, and moving into a state of just being with all that's coming at us, making space for all of it. Try to imagine what that must feel like. So liberating. it's nice to give yourself permission to not have to work so hard all the time to make everything just right. You really don't have to. We are less in control than we would ever allow ourselves to believe. So this is an opportunity right now to relinquish some of what we see as control and just to surrender a bit, let go. And just play with that. See how that feels in your body. Do you feel yourself starting to soften? Do you feel a sense of relief? Relieving yourself from the burden of yourself. It's interesting. Our bodies and our minds desperately want to get in there and make something happen. You see the expression all the time that says, make it happen. We don't always have to make it happen. Things are going to unfold in ways that we could never predict. All the time, whether we're making things happen or not. And right now, for these next few moments, your job is to not make things happen. Just to be here. Come into a state of allowing and accepting. Just breathing. Breathing into your full experience of life. Breathing in all that's coming at you. Again, the things that you've decided and labeled as good, and the things that you've determined as bad. Just letting them all be here, making space for all of it. Knowing that we are in a constant state of transition all the time, and that everything is temporary. Good things and bad things, they come and they go. But our attempts to control everything, especially the bad things, and try to fix them immediately to what we do in our minds as we think is to alleviate pain and suffering. We think if we can fix this or change this, it'll go away and we'll feel so much better. And what we don't realize is that we create more pain and suffering by constantly trying to fix and change everything all the time than is necessary. So I just want you right now to surrender to fixing. Give yourself an out. Maybe you don't do that very often. We're really hard on ourselves. We hold ourselves to very high standards. But right now, give yourself permission to not fix something. It's okay. Just breathe. Feel how it feels in your body to surrender in this way. With each exhale, soften a little deeper in the body, knowing that you don't have to do anything right now. That you are already perfect. That you exist in a way right now that is already in alignment with exactly who you are, with where you're supposed to be. You don't have to fix or change or manipulate anything. There's something really beautiful about taking a pause before you respond. That space between stimulus and response. There's so much growth and freedom right there in that space. And that's where we are right now. We're going to hover in that space for a few more breaths. Viktor Frankl once said that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and freedom. So hang out right there in that beautiful space. Again, just remembering that everything is temporary. It's very natural for us to want to fix things. Fear is a universal experience. Even the tiniest of insects feel fear. You've ever waded into a tidal pool, you've seen little sea anemones. If you reach your finger down into the tidal pool and you try to touch one, they immediately close right up, fearful. If you see a turtle poke his little head out of a shell and you reach down and try to touch his head, he sucks his head right back into the shell. It's a very natural, human, animalistic even response to go within and then try to make things right, to fix whatever you deem is broken or is not right or isn't working. But as Viktor Frankl said, there is freedom in taking a pause before we make changes, before we fix everything. So we're going to take just a few more moments to just be in this beautiful space of not doing, not fixing. And just be kind to yourself while you're here. Allow yourself to not be such a doer, to not be so perfect. Give yourself a break. Just breathe. And again, just noticing in your body how you're feeling with this notion of not having to fix and change, not responding to every emotion that comes up when things come your way that aren't exactly what you want. Notice if you've been able to soften into this experience. Breathing in and breathing out. And just consider moving through your week in this way. Maybe trying to catch yourself right before you respond and try to rescue. And hover in this sweet spot that lies between stimulus and response. Spend a little time there and see if it opens you up to this freedom and growth that is there. See if you can tap into it a little bit this week. Inviting you to stay right where you are. If it's time for sleep for you, just roll right over. Go on to bed. You're going to move on with your evening, just perhaps deepening your breath a little bit here. Filling up the body with the inhale. Exhale, nice, long, deep, slow, all the way out. Thank you so very much for joining me for another 20 minutes of contemplation. It's always lovely. I'll be back again here next Tuesday night. You got this. Namaste. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful evening.